Hi everyone, this is Dave from Geekanoids and this is my Jawbone UP review. Now this is the Jawbone UP, you can see it on my wrist here. I will be giving you a closer look at it in a short while and also a look at the application that you can download to access the data that this tracks. Now the Jawbone UP was released about a year and a half ago I think originally, and they did have problems with the original one. This is the new version 2 for 2013. And what the Jawbone UP does is it lives on your wrist, as you saw me wearing it there, and it tracks your activity. So it tracks your steps, how far you've travelled, and you can also set it to actually track your sleep. And what it does when you're tracking your sleep is it tracks your movement during the night and tells you whether you've had a deep sleep or a light sleep. It also comes along with a companion app. Now the companion app allows you to input data such as what food you're eating throughout the day as well. And it gives you encouragement and allows you to connect with others. I'll be showing you all this within this in-depth review. Now alongside the Jawbone UP, in this video I'm also going to be showing you this little gadget as well. This is a Fitbit Ultra. Now this isn't a review of the Fitbit Ultra, but the reason I'm going to show you this is because they both do very similar things, except this one lives on your pocket or your belt or a lapel pocket, and it also tracks your steps, distance covered. It also tracks if you've climbed up and down stairs, which is really cool, and it tracks sleep as well, so you can actually put it in a little pouch on your wrist at night, and it does a very similar thing to the Jawbone UP. And the reason I'm going to show you this in this video is because they're very similar devices, but I've been getting different results from each one. So let's take a closer look at the Jawbone UP. So first things first, this is what the product packaging looks like, and if you didn't see my unboxing and first look, there is a link underneath this video, so please do check that out. It's very simple packaging, easy to get into, and everything you need to get up and running is inside this box. Now let's have a look at the Jawbone UP. Now this is a flexible band. It comes in 3 different sizes, small, medium and large. This is a medium size one, and it is very comfortable. Very positive feedback on how comfortable this is. The first day I was a little bit sort of dubious about it, purely because I don't really wear watches that much and it just felt a little bit sort of strange having something on my wrist. But having worn it for 3 to 4 days now, I think it's very comfortable. The only sort of negative point I would make is see this little portion here. This is actually a button. This does catch on your clothing very occasionally, but other than that it's very comfortable to wear. Now there is a sizing guide on the Jawbone website, so it's easy to select the right one for your size of wrist. Now what else have we got on the actual product itself before I move on to showing you the companion app that you download for this? Well, first of all we have got this button, and this is a multi-function button. You push this in and out to set different modes on your Jawbone UP. Now, I'm not going to show you all of the modes here, but you can push the button to set it if you're doing a particular activity. And you can push and hold. If I show you this now, if I push and hold, you'll see a little moon flash up, and that means it's in nighttime mode. So this is now tracking my movement during the night to tell me what sort of sleep state I'm in. And then when I wake up, I push and hold again, and the little sun lights up. You saw it briefly there. Let's do that again, just so you get to see it come up. So we're in nighttime mode. And then push and hold again, and the little green sun comes up, and that shows us that we're in daytime mode. So this is now tracking my activity throughout the day. And then this little portion here is actually a cover. We pull this up and this reveals a 3.5mm connector, and we connect this to either our iPhone or iOS device or an Android phone. It supports many different devices, and this synchronizes it with the application. I'm going to show you that in a short while. And when you've synchronized, you simply remove and pop the cap back on. This is very flexible, so it's got quite a lot of movement in it, and it's a really nice design as well. We've got some sort of pattern to it and texture, and it just works really well. It's a nice design and well thought out. Now before I move on to show you the Jawbone application, I do want to quickly show you this Fitbit Ultra. And although this isn't a review of this particular product, this is the product that clips to your belt or pocket that I showed you in the introduction to this video. And there's a little button here, and if you push this button you can see the steps that you've done. So I've done 6,166 steps, and then you can cycle around different displays. So it shows you the distance, calories, also how many floors you've climbed, and also this little flower, and this is sort of an energy bar. The more you are active, the more that actually moves up the scale. And we've also got time as well. And it also gives you little sort of messages throughout the day, sort of to give you encouragement to move. And you can earn badges and different rewards for doing different activities with this little product here. And the reason I'm showing you this is because when I've synchronized this with my iOS app, I'm going to show you some on-screen displays which shows you some discrepancy between these two devices. So here we go, let's launch the Jawbone UP app. And it's obviously a free application that you download from their website. And you can see on today it says I've done no activity. And if I go to yesterday, I've done no activity. And that's because I haven't synchronized this. I wanted to show you what it looks like when you synchronize it. So we're going to remove the cap. And it's just a simple matter of plugging it in to the 3.5mm audio jack, like so. It detects the up band in the application and then synchronizes it. It even shows you how much battery life you've got left before you have to charge the band. I've got 2 days left. It shows you a progress bar going across and then shows you how many steps you've actually added. So you can see here, the night before last, 6 hours 30 minutes sleep. I added 4,120 steps yesterday, and then last night I slept for 7 hours and 17 minutes. Today so far, 199 steps. Now I can either click on done, or I can have a look at sort of the sleep that I got the night before last. As you can see here, it shows me I've got an 81% sleep goal. It shows me how long it took me to get to sleep, which was 11 minutes. I was awake for 1 hour and 17 minutes. Now I don't remember being awake for that long, but these are shown by the sort of orange bars. And then the deep sleep is shown by the dark blue bars, and light sleep is shown by the light blue bars. So you can see sort of how long you were actually asleep and whether you were in that deep sleep state. If we go back, I can also have a look at the steps I just added as well. So this is really cool. It shows you my active time, and then in the rest of the day I wasn't that active on that particular day. I was doing a lot of driving. And then it gives you a breakdown of these as well. So active time was 38 minutes, longest active 31 minutes, longest idle 1 hour 43 minutes, total calorie burn, active burn, and resting calorie burn as well. So it gives you a lot of details about your activity. Let's go back one and we'll click done. So we've finished doing the synchronization. Now the app gives you so much more besides just those particular statistics. Let me just pop this cover back on the band. We'll put it the right way round. There we go. So we also get the chance to add friends. So we can see our up feed. So these are some people that I've added. So we've got Richard moved 1,758 steps. And then my achievement below looks so much better, 4,120. I'm only joking. But you can see how this sort of social aspect actually sort of helps. This is Ricky. And you can actually give them encouragement. So you can add comments and say, come on, keep moving, and sort of really give them encouragement to stick to their sort of fitness plan. And you can also set your mood as well. You can see here, Ian feels pumped up there. And also we've got Ricky feels pumped up. And then we've got the previous sort of synchronization. It gives you a breakdown of how many steps you've done as you synchronize it. Now you've also got two different tabs on the top here. We've got a plus button here. So if we tap the plus button, we can actually gain access to some of the settings. And here you can see when you last synchronized. You can also set smart sleep alarms. And what that does is when you've got this on your wrist, the band vibrates at the times you've set. You can also set an idle alert. Now I've got mine set to 30 minutes. So what that does is the band vibrates if you haven't moved for 30 minutes. So it's sort of telling you to get up and walk around. Now this is one of the issues with the Jawbone. The Jawbone UP actually vibrates all the time. Very, very annoying. I don't know if I've got a faulty band, but this was vibrating even while I was out for a walk. It was saying you are not moving when I quite clearly was. There's also a stopwatch. You can sort of log activities. There's also a power nap feature. The power nap feature, you push the button with a various combination of presses, and then you go for a power nap, perhaps an afternoon nap, and then it gently wakes you up by vibrating after about sort of 20 to 30 minutes, depending on what it determines is the ultimate or optimum amount of time you need for a power nap. You can also log workouts and log sleep separately as well. And then we go back across, and then we can go into this side by tapping this icon here. And here we've got various sort of tabs that we can look at. We can look at the home, which is what we were on before. We can look at Dave, so let's go on here, and it actually gives you some details about me and that I've got 3 teammates. And we can also look at the lifeline, which tells you how you've done over the previous days, and you can scroll across. And we can also look at trends, and we can also look at team, notifications, settings, and a help file. So really good application. Now, one of the things I did want to show you, which I forgot on this sort of first panel, was that when you are, where are we? We got to go into today. We actually get some additional icons coming up. We get one here where we can set our mood for the day. So I'm going to say that I am feeling energized. And we also get an additional little icon here for food. So we can go into the food and we can actually select what food we've eaten, what time we've eaten it. We can even take a photo of the food, or we can use the bar scanner, and if it's in the database, it means you can add the food very, very quickly. Or we can go into my library, and this gives you things that you've added previously, so you can add them again very quickly to your day. Now, I did use the log food and drink quite a bit on, if I go back a few days, there we go, we've got some food logged on this day here, and I can tap on here and it will actually show me a breakdown of what I've eaten throughout the day. So the amount of fibre, carbs, protein, unsaturated fat, etc. It gives you a whole breakdown on what you've eaten throughout the day. So that's really cool, but, and I say as a but, it's because you need to get used to using it. And I didn't really, after the first couple of days, want to go in and put my food in. If it had been a quick scan every time and it just adds it automatically without you having to go into sort of this particular icon and then add in the food, I suppose it's just maybe me being a little bit lazy, but I just wish there was an easier way to add and log food to the application. If I was really, really truthful about it, if you are tracking your food, and I'm not tracking my food with that great amount of detail, then you probably wouldn't mind doing it. And then the only other thing that we've got on the actual home screen here is just some sort of motivational things and some tips as well. So smarter than your average alarm, and you can flick up the fittest distance between 2 points. It just gives you some little post-it notes for information and encouragement. Now I want to move on to just show you the differences between these two, because I mentioned that there was some discrepancy between the Jawbone UP and the Fitbit Ultra. Now on your screen at the moment, you're going to see the steps tracked by both of these different devices. Now these are screenshots from the iOS application on the iPhone 5, and you can see that on Friday, the Jawbone UP actually tracked that I did 4,074 steps. And the Fitbit Ultra tracked that I did 5,587. So a discrepancy of about 1,500 steps. And if we move to Saturday, you can see the Jawbone UP actually tracked 3,807 steps. And funnily enough, on the Saturday, the Fitbit Ultra actually tracked the same number of steps as the previous day, 5,587. And then just yesterday, the Jawbone UP tracked 4,120 steps, and the Fitbit Ultra tracked 6,015. So a big discrepancy on just yesterday. Now the reason I think you get this discrepancy is because the Jawbone UP actually lives on your wrist and the Fitbit Ultra clips to your pocket or your belt, and that's a lot nearer to your feet. So when you're walking, your legs are moving, and I think this just tracks the activity a lot more accurately. This one, living on your wrist, you could walk for miles with your hand in your pocket, and is it going to pick up every single step that you do? I don't think it is, I'm not convinced. But maybe it's the other way round. Maybe this one is more accurate and the Fitbit Ultra is just too sensitive. The only way I'm going to be able to tell you that is probably in about sort of 3 or 4 weeks time, because Fitbit are actually releasing another product. They're releasing something called the Fitbit Flex, which has got similar technology in it, but it actually fits around your wrist like the Jawbone UP does. So in a few weeks time, I'll be doing some more comparisons and I'll let you know my findings in a future video. But for now, let's just concentrate on the Jawbone UP. Would I recommend it? Well, it's £99 in the UK, so it's not cheap. It is very, very comfortable though, comes in all different colours, and I think they've done a really good job on the design. I like the power nap feature. I like the fact I can put it into sleep mode easily. I like the fact that it connects very simply to the 3.5mm audio jack on my iOS or Android device. That's good that you physically connect it. It encourages you to track your steps throughout the day. The Fitbit Flex that I just mentioned a short while ago is going to be able to synchronize your sort of data wirelessly because it works via Bluetooth. So that'll be interesting to see how that works. Back to the Jawbone Up though, I really like the band. I have got questions or a question mark about its accuracy, so I'm not convinced that it is entirely accurate. And also the fact it was buzzing saying I was inactive when in fact I was obviously walking around. What I do like is the actual graphics on the app. I think the application looks absolutely brilliant and does a really good job of encouraging you to interact with others. So overall, the Jawbone Up sort of almost gets my thumbs up. I've just got that question mark about the accuracy, but other than that, I think it's a great little device. So thank you very much for watching this extended video, rather in-depth look at this product. I think it was worth covering it in great detail for you, because I know a lot of people are interested in these trackers. Please do subscribe to the Geekanoids channel because I'm going to be doing that extra coverage on the new Fitbit product when it comes out. Hit that like button, I really do appreciate it, and I will see you all in the next video.